So thank you guys for joining me. If you are new here, my name is Nandy, and on my channel I talk about all things finance, career, and business. I really believe in empowering women who have 9-to-5 jobs to not quit their jobs, but to leverage them for further financial success. And in my personal channel, I take a very authentic view on finance. So I take you guys behind the scenes and share all of my failures, my successes. So in today's video, I am actually doing my weekly financial check-ins. I believe that budgeting is the foundation to financial success. So every week I try to show how easy and simple it is, but it also helps me personally be accountable in making sure that I'm checking my finances. So I'm gonna flip myself around and we are going to go ahead and get started. Here is my new dashboard. For those of you who have been with me since 2023, I used to use Mint religiously, but Mint is gone, and I've now replaced it with Simplifi. A detailed tutorial on how you can set up your account and get started with Simplifi should be coming up here in a few weeks. So when you first open the dashboard, this is what it looks like, and you can customize this dashboard to suit your needs. So I have all of my accounts up here. I really have everything, an overview of my banking, investments, assets, liabilities, and then when you go down, I have my bill payments, recurring payments, top spending categories over here, my spending versus my income. But for today, the report section is where we are going to be spending most of our time. I did not do a Financial Friday check-in last week or the week before because I'm going to be honest, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to be reporting my finances for 2025. I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling with that. So here is an overview of all of my spending for 2025. So it looks like my rental expenses are my highest expense. We'll see how long I'm gonna keep doing it this way. So even though I have very specific bank accounts for each one of my businesses, my online business, my rental business, and my personal expenses, everything is funneling into this report because I wanted to have a really good idea of my finances overall. Is that how I'm gonna keep doing it? I don't know, but right now this is what is working for me. But it overinflates how much it looks like I'm overspending because my business expenses are also included here, but they're all in different bank accounts. I'm just using this to assess my overall financial outlook. So rental expenses, credit cards, I have 973. Groceries, I have, even though this is a subscription, I have shopping, utilities, home. These are more personal expenses. I like these finance dashboards as a quick way to track everything, but I don't like how it visualizes my expenses. I have everything that's home is 5,500, and I don't know why this something here is wrong. This is why I love doing these check-ins, because I always catch something. Now this makes sense. Rental expenses 14,000, home insurance and rent, okay. Auto and transport, okay, yeah. Progressive, this just showed up. This is going to be a recurring payment. Bill and subscription. Okay, so we have that taken care of. That's a bill. This one, there's a refund that should be coming, so I'm going to track a refund. There's a place where you can track a refund here. Submit. When that refund comes, it's gonna look for it and neutralize that expense. How you can just kind of automate things here. Credit cards, return fees, okay. Think that aligns. Utilities, internet, electricity. Okay. This is not cable. This I'm going to put under rental, no, business subscriptions, softwares and subscriptions, okay. So that's taken out of that. Health, yes, I did go to the dentist. Groceries, this is not groceries, this is, yeah, we'll keep it under groceries. Shopping, books, this is not shopping. This is actually going to go under business, education and training. This is also going to go under business, education and training. I am starting an online business around my finance, education knowledge and stuff like that. So if you want to follow that series, please click the subscribe button below, because I am going to hold no bars. I'm going to 100% share my journey behind the scenes of how I am going to be growing that business from $0 to $1 million. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. So, big dreams. Come back and watch me make it happen or not. We'll see. So everything else, I have fees and charges, gifts, entertainment, finance, business. Yeah. So all right. Credit card payment. We've cleaned up all the categories. So this is what I do just to see, is everything categorized where it needs to be categorized. We're done with the software. Now let's take a look at the financial dashboard. So if you've been with me before, you remember that in the past, this is what my dashboard looked like. I like this because it worked for me. It was streamlined. I was able to see everything, but I wanted something fancier. So I went on Etsy and I spent a lot of money on finance dashboard. A lot of money for me, over $100 on different finance dashboards. And almost every time, I'm not happy with what I'm getting, because I think that your finance dashboard should really be specific to you and what your needs are. So we'll see. I will be customizing this to make this my own, but I don't like that these finance dashboard are almost acting as your finance software. In order for it to work, I have to, I don't know, we'll see. I'm not happy with this, but here it is. We'll get started. I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of this finance dashboard. The very first sheet is all of my bill tracker. This is really important because this is when I'm tracking, okay, which bills have come in. Did I actually pay all of the bills that needed to get paid? And I like that it also gives me an overview of how much the financial obligations of each week, and then mapping that against how much income is coming. I haven't reported my income yet, but I will be adding that here. So because I'm still cleaning this whole thing up. So for example, this week 3,000, this week 3,700, but of course I don't think I have all of my expenses on here, so I'm still adapting this. And then there's an overall annual dashboard. The annual dashboard has the first section here, or the expected or the budgeted amount. I'm making assumptions as to this month I'm going to spend X amount based on previous expenses, and then every month I adjust accordingly. So here up top you have my income, expected income coming in from personal income, Airbnb, rental income, roommates, YouTube AdSense. I don't have it yet, but I'm speaking into life. KDP business, I don't even know why that's there. financial services, coaching, business, returns, and cashback. I'm just going by faith and speaking that all of this income is on its way to me, is on its way to me. And then expenses, I have expenses up top here are all of my rental expenses. In the middle, I have all of my finance expenses, and then I have my credit card expenses, and then all of my personal expenses. So here I have expected, and if you budget, don't sweat it. In the expected, just guess, right? I think I might spend this much. And as you go along, you will have clarity on how much you can actually spend. I like this because it reminds me a little bit of this dashboard, but on this dashboard, I had my view of what was happening on a weekly basis. I did eventually create like a yearly basis one here. So I like this little dashboard. I might go back to this because I feel like this really works for me. This one seems a little bit convoluted, but maybe it's just a matter of me getting used to it, so I'll give it a try. And then here is the monthly dashboard. In the monthly dashboard at the very top, you have your income and expenses overview. You have actual, expected, and the difference. So right now, my income that I've actually received is $15,374. My expenses, what I have actually spent, has been $18,516.38. This might look very small on your phone. I'm sorry. So this is the overall view of the dashboard, and then I'll zoom into each section, right? So here is my income section, the transactions, the summary, and then you go into the expenses, the summary, and then here you have the visualization of the content. So if I wanted to look at my main income breakdown, so here it does it automatically for you, so you can visually see, okay, rental income, other income, Airbnb, and then returns and cashbacks. If I wanted to take a look at my main category of income summary, oh, so the other one was the income source. I'm sorry, income source. And this is really where I'm going to be spending most of my time. Main category expense summary. I have summarized my main categories into 4 key categories. I have subcategories, but these 4 are really important. I have rental expenses. I want to know how much rental income is coming in and then how much rental expenses is going out. I also want to know for credit cards, right? How much money am I putting into credit cards each month? 1141, that's a little bit on the low side, so I have to go and make sure that that's fully accurate. And then I have finance business, so I don't think this is accurate at all. Yeah, this is not accurate because my app work expenses are missing. So I know this is not accurate, so I'm going to have to come here and take a look at why it's not reflecting. Am I doing something wrong? Because app work expenses alone have been well over 1,000 just this month. Yeah, I might have to go back to my old dashboard. So I apologize for a clunky video, but hey, this is how the sausage is made, honey. But anyhow, so for my finance business here, it's saying that I've only spent $153. That's not accurate at all. Let's go back to my transactions. Let's click on Upwork. So you can see Upwork here for this month. I'm at 562, and I don't know why that's not showing up. Oh, this is December. This is December. What is January Upwork expenses? Oh, is my software malfunctioning? Am I missing? Okay, so I need to fix my links here. So I will have to fix all of that up for next Friday and make sure all of this is taken care of. I like this finance dashboard. In theory, it looks like it's gonna be good, but it seems a little bit too convoluted, a little bit too much for me. But I mean, I like the way it's represented. I think that it's really beautiful. So we'll see if I'm gonna continue to use it for next week. But right now, what I'm excited to see, what I want to start tracking is what are Nandy's personal expenses, not work. Because before, remember, my work was on here, it was convoluted, it was too much. My rental expenses now are also on here. My finance business, I want to track how much I am spending in this finance business, because right now I am personally funding the finance business, the finance online business, and I'm hoping by the end of the year that's going to shift into a place where the business will be funding itself, because right now my rental income funds itself. So let's take a look at my income. It looks like for the month of January, I've brought in $15,000, $374, and most of that is coming from my rental income. So between rental income here and Airbnb, that's most of it. And then my other income, I've brought in about $5,220 in other income. These are my side businesses and my salary. And then I have more rental income that came in on the 16th at $4,434. So let's take a look at the summary of my income. So the summary of my income looks like this. Rental income altogether, I've brought in $8,444.40. This is really important. When I say rental income, I mean all rental income except for Airbnb. I think that's really important for me to be able to make that distinction. And then other income is more my salary and other little side businesses and projects that I have. That's about $5,220.73. So that made up about 34% of my income. And then I had Airbnb income coming in at $1,439.61. That made up about 9.41% of my income. And then I had some returns and cash back at $196. Still nothing from coaching services, roommates, and stuff like that, but I will be getting roommates because I want to reduce some of my own personal expenses. So overall in my expenses, I won't go through all of this, but the total for my expenses is $18,516.38. And if you look over here, money in and money out. So money in, I've brought in $15,374. So that is all of this income source. And then money out is $18,516.38. So right now I'm in the hole, $3,215.64. But the month is not over yet, but it's still, something to keep in mind. So let's take a look at my expense subcategories. So my main expense subcategories, if you look at it, my top expenses are my rental loan, and that's the big contributor to that negative 3,000 number. And then rent, $1,911.71, and then credit card payments to the tune of $1,000. Rental pro services, I did my taxes from last year and I don't owe anything, so I was able to kind of defer doing them until December of last year. So that was also an expense. And then of course I have bills, utilities, and stuff like that. Let's look at the main categories expenses. This is the main thing I'm going to be tracking. In the past, all of my expenses was kind of lumped in together, so I really didn't know between work expense, personal expense, rental, what was the difference. So this year I'm tracking them in this way. My rental expenses here is about 76% of my overall expenses. So it's $14,110.13. My personal expenses right now stand at $3,111.61, or 16.68%. Credit cards, I've only spent $1,141.41. And that's only 6%. And then I have my finance business. It's showing here that I've only spent $153.23. I don't know how accurate this is, so I'm gonna have to do some digging to try to figure out if this is accurate. However, I'm still getting comfortable with this new way of looking at my finances, but I like this overview, and I would like to keep my personal expenses as low as possible, but my credit card payments as high as possible. So next week we'll see where I stand. I think, I'm gonna try to do a 2 weeks cadence. So the next one I'm gonna do will go from the 17th to the end of the month. But yeah, so this is going to be an interesting journey of me figuring out this financial dashboard. Thank you for sticking with me through that very messy Financial Friday check-in. I'm figuring it out. When you have your systems, you have your things that work well, don't mess with them. Don't mess with them. Stick with them. I wanted something shinier and prettier, but we'll have to make it work. We'll have to figure it out. I'm either going to go back to my old spreadsheet, or I'm going to stick with this new shiny spreadsheet, but then figure out how to make it work for me. I currently have a series on how I am building my online business. So I'm pulling back the curtain, taking you guys behind the scenes, showing you the step-by-steps of how I am personally establishing my third river of income. Yes, I did say river. If you want to know more about that, watch this video over here where I'm going to be giving you a background on this online business building journey and exactly what a river of income is. There's a lot that's going to be happening in 2025, and you do want to stick around, so please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. Do click the like and subscribe button, because I'm looking forward to inviting you into the community and showing you everything that's happening behind the scenes on my finances. So thank you guys. As always, I will see you in the next video.